inhale as you lower the dumbbells down toward the chest, and then you're going to exhale as you press them up toward the sky. But this is the flat dumbbell press, and then to put the dumbbells away to make your life a little bit easier, you're just going to go ahead and turn the dumbbells, lift up your knees, and then let them fall forward.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction, and more specifically, I'm going to be teaching you how to correct laterally rotated shoulders. Before I get on with the exercises, I first want to explain what exactly laterally rotated shoulders are and why exactly you should care. Basically, laterally rotated shoulders, as the name implies, is when your humerus is rotated laterally, so your upper arm bone is going to be rotated outward to the outside. So if you're looking at somebody from the front, you should be able to see their palms, and this is a very, very rare condition. In 17 years, I've only treated one patient who has had this, but if you do happen to have this, it can lead to a whole host of issues like neck pain, shoulder pain, and mid-back pain, so you would want to address it immediately. And one of the ways in which we could address it would be to do some strengthening exercises for the muscles that are responsible for medially rotating the shoulders, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing for you guys today. So without further ado, here are the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. The first strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the anterior deltoid muscle, and I'm going to be performing it with some dumbbells, but you could use either a cable machine or you could also use some resistance bands, anything to load it. For this exercise, we're going to be in a tall kneeling position, and I'm going to be taking you through 3 different variations. This first one is going to be for the medial fibers, so the fibers closer to the pec. And what we want to do is from this tall kneeling position, we're going to maintain retroversion of the pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown of the head is up, eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. And to target the medial fibers, what we want to do is go into lateral rotation of the shoulders. So the humerus, we're going to face the palms away from us. And then all we're going to do for the principle of action is go into flexion of the shoulders. And this is for the medial fibers. Then, if we want to target the intermediate fibers, so the ones a little bit closer, a little bit more lateral, we're going to go into neutral position. So like you're doing a hammer curl. So your palms are facing your body, and then same thing, principle of action, we're going into flexion of the humerus. And then last, if we want to target the lateral fibers, what we're going to do is go into pronation. So we're going to go into medial rotation by turning the palms away and facing behind us. And the principle of action is the same thing. We're going to go into flexion of the humerus. But these were the strengthening exercises for the anterior deltoid. Next, the second strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the teres major muscle. For the teres major, this run right over here, I'm going to be taking you through 2 different variations. The first one is going to be to target the external range of the actual motion. What we're going to do is get into a supine position for this one. For this one, we want to go ahead and get into retroversion of the pelvis, flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown of head is away, eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. For this one right over here, what we want to do is go into abduction of the humerus of 120 degrees. So we're just going to go right out to the side, flex the elbow to 90 degrees, and then the principle of action for this one, we're going to go into medial rotation. And this is the strengthening exercise for the teres major. Specifically, we are targeting external range. And then if we want to target the internal range, what we're going to do is get into a side lying position, but everything else is the same. We got retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown of the head is looking, pushing away, eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. We're going to use the contralateral arm to stabilize, and then with the ipsilateral arm, that's going to be the one that we're going to be working. Same thing, we want to go into 120 degrees, and then from here, we're going to go into medial rotation, and this is the strengthening exercise for the teres major to target the internal range. Next, the third strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the subscapularis muscle. For the subscapularis, I'm going to be taking you through a couple different variations, and what we want to do for this one right over here is we're going to be in a supine position, meaning you're going to be laying down on your back. We want to go ahead and we're going to flex our hips until our feet lift up off the ground. That way we can relax the abdominal cavity. We're going to go into dorsiflexion of ankles by pointing the toes toward our head, eversion of ankles by pointing the soles of our feet away from each other, and then the principle of action, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin is tucked in, crown of head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. Then, if we want to target the superior fibers, what we're going to do is go into abduction of 60 degrees. We're going to flex the elbow to 90, and then the principle of action is medial rotation. And then, if we want to target the inferior fibers, what we're going to do is the exact same thing, only this time we are going to go into 120 degrees of abduction. Same thing, we're going to do medial rotation as the principle of action. But those were the strengthening exercises for the subscapularis muscle. The fourth strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the flat dumbbell press. For the flat dumbbell press, what you want to do is you are going to get into a supine position and you want to make sure that your feet are planted firmly on the floor. If you can't plant your feet firmly on the floor, then you want to prop them up with a little bit of a step and you want to make sure that your spine remains in a neutral position. From here, what you want to do is just get into a supine position, kick up the dumbbells. You want to go ahead and you are going to inhale as you lower the dumbbells down toward the chest, and then you're going to exhale as you press them up toward the sky. But this is the flat dumbbell press, and then to put the dumbbells away to make your life a little bit easier, you're just going to go ahead and turn the dumbbells, lift up your knees, and then let them fall forward. And then last, the fifth and final strengthening exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be the prone cable row. The reason we're doing a prone cable row is because the shoulders are going to be laterally rotated, so we want to avoid going into external rotation. So we're going to go into medial rotation with a prone grip. What we want to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a hold of a cable attachment. So we want a nice straight bar, and then we're going to exhale as we pull the bar toward our stomach, and then we're going to inhale as we release. But this is the prone cable row. And there you have it. Those were the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. If you have laterally rotated shoulders, or if you have issues with regard to neck pain, shoulder pain, or mid-back pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try. And if you have given them a try, go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of the exercises. In terms of the actual programming, what you want to do is 3 sets of 50 repetitions for each of the exercises, and that's 5-0, not 1-5. The reason we're going so high with the repetitions is because we're trying to elicit a postural change. And whenever we're trying to elicit a postural change, one of the most important things is going to be accumulating enough time under tension. And if we do the typical 8 to 12 bodybuilding repetition rep range, we're not going to be able to accumulate that time under tension. So 3 sets of 50 repetitions every single day is what you want to do. And then in a few days, what I'm going to be doing is taking you through the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. And those are going to be a terrific complement to the exercises that we just did today. But those are going to be dropping this Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. So be out on the lookout for that. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I can help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.